Assalamu alaikum. Hi, Oracle Reiki spiritual healer. And, we have 5,900 subscribers. And we have really been doing a really great job of growing. We have been doing a really great job of removing negative energy and attracting people who need the help. So I really appreciate all of you. And as we move into the new year, we look to attract even more and even more growth. So, thank you for your support of this channel. Please continue to reach out to me. Leave your messages, your comments. I really appreciate all that you do. Without any further ado, so we are understanding that, what it means. What it means that God has created some of us more excellent than others. There are some of us who have been created by God that we're watered with the same water, but God has created us, some of us, more excellent than others. In our belief, in our faith, in our deeds. So, I want to have you have an understanding in depthly of what that means, because when we have these attacks upon our lives, and we have been going to our religious leaders, we have been going to those people, our apostles, our imams, our church leaders, our people that are in leadership in our families, trying to discuss with them what's going on. And I really, I'm really loving the invent of the camera. Everybody has a camera, so that we can catch some of these people who are malicious in intent, some of these people who are in alignment with the entity. Okay? When you go to your people who are in leadership of you, and they dismiss you as if you're crazy, as if you don't know what you're talking about. Or in the case of my client, her pastor asked her, do you really believe, in that stuff? So this is why God has created some of us more excellent than others in deed, in behavior, in conduct. Because you do not want to diminish people. You don't want to, make someone feel they're coming to you and they have the proof that this is happening, this is going on. These are people throwing things in my yard. These are people laying tricks for me in my yard. These are people in my family who are trying to destiny swap with me, who have destiny swap with me. And you're going to the religious people and they are diminishing, your issue as if you are crazy, if you are not there. And these are the spiritual narcissists who has aligned with the entity. They are not going to be on your side. They're going to say that you need some medical attention. You need some mental help. These are the people in the mental health department that are going to experiment on you in order to take your mental health. So as we move forward in our understanding that these people have been placed in our lives because they are supposed to be exposed. When you start to cleanse this negative energy, when you start to, understand that there are purifying ways that we can cleanse the negative energy in the holy books, you just need to get to the person that knows how to do those, purifying ways. Now, what I'm understanding on my end, and that's just one side of it. What I'm understanding on my end is that, again, if some of the religious leaders had the understanding, and I do know that some of them do. But if some of them said, okay, I haven't been blessed in this area. God hasn't blessed me in this area. And for a lot of these people, we don't want the envy and the jealousy to come in between the cleansing protocol, the cleansing rituals and methods given by the Holy Book. And the Holy Book teaches me, it teaches us that there are rituals, cleansing rituals. There are rituals for every nation. So if some of these religious leaders say, okay, I'm blessed, in the book, I know what the book say. I'm blessed in, the sacrament, the sacral, cleansing methods of the church, of cleansing those kinds of sacraments from the church. I can team up with someone who knows how to, cleanse the sacrament from the body and the mind and the holy body that God has blessed, that we have come together in this way. Okay, this is what God has blessed me with, and this is what God has blessed another person with. We're going to come together, and I believe that would work, in the spiritual, where the spiritual and the religion meets together. You know what I'm saying? So if you are, if it wasn't so much for the fact of envious and jealousy that has entered the hearts and minds, the disease of the hearts, with the religious leaders, there would be a lot more, cohesiveness, people worried about more money going out of their church or more money going out of their hands. Then the persons that can actually cleanse the negative energy. And so the negative energy has spread. It has spread because of, the religious leaders, because they have been infiltrated by Agent Smith. And just look at them. So I can understand why they don't want the truth to come out. I can understand why they don't want these, practices to go forward in society. Because, instead of telling people that they need to scream at it, the blood of Jesus, and all of these things that is supposed to remove the negative energy, then we have a more, definite structure of what the holy books have given us. We have a structure, that say, okay, I have, brother so-and-so over here, and God has blessed him, with the knowledge in order to remove this negative energy, out of the body, off of the legs. And so you will have to, you will have to have many different areas and facets, because like I said, a lot of the negative energy has grown in the hearts of a lot of men, to be greedy, to be, selfish, and not to let the understanding and the methods and the rituals given to every nation go forward. I've studied many different cleansing rituals and nations, that have these cleansing, healing, rituals implemented in everyday life. And that includes, our Indian brothers and sisters, where, and many of them that remove the hair if it has negative attachments to the person, to remove that negative energy. There are many different facets of spiritual healing that goes in hand. It is supposed to be unified with the spiritual religious, beliefs. If it is in the holy books, if we are getting these spiritual cleansings, from the holy books, and we are able to say, okay, you need to go and pray this amount. You need to go and give this in charity. When you have been under attack with someone throwing at your feet so that you will not, move forward in life. These are, the healing methods that we are supposed to incorporate. But people are so, our religious leaders, the people in our homes, in our lives, they are so, bent on being in alignment with the entity. They are, integrated against you in order to attack you. And so that's why a lot of these cleansing methods and rituals have not been implemented in society, have been hidden in society, for envious and jealous, greedy reasons in life. So, I wanted to bring you this message, why there have been, these types of rituals and methods hidden, from the body of God, from the people who are believers, righteous people. It has been hidden out of the churches. It has been hidden, from certain people who do not want this type of teaching to move forward. But as we see with the growth of the internet, that it has already grown. So I have given you some of the understandings of why they do not want you to know certain information, why they try to defame certain people with this type of information, why it is downplayed and dismissed by, the ministers, by the pastors, by these people, is because they don't possess this type of knowledge. So therefore, they don't want you to spend your money and go somewhere else. It is about greed, and it is about envious and jealousy. So I hope that you receive this message about those who are in competition with you in your community, in your home, and why they dismiss you and, they deplete, any kind of existing understanding of what your issues are. So you can definitely leave a message for me if this has happened to you. Donate to my channel. Book your life coaching your life coaching session or your video chat session so that I can acclimate a gift to your situation. And please like, share, and subscribe to me over all of my platforms. I am High Oracle, Reiki spiritual healer. Assalamu alaikum.